Hello today, people. We were playing Dishonored. I just recently got this game. I heard a lot about it, and it reminds me a lot, actually, like two different games. The kind of artsy style to it reminds me of Bioshock, and the stealth element reminds me of Thief. Now, if you've never played Thief, you're sorely missing out on a very, very good game. I actually heard there's a rumor floating around that they're actually making a new Thief, Thief 4, I believe it is, or something like that. Actually, there is a Thief 4. I guess Thief 5. I have no idea, but I just heard there's a rumor they're making a new one. It's an Ubisoft property, so I'm sure we'll see another one sooner or later, especially with how popular the stealth genre can be. But let's get back to this game. As I said, it kind of reminds me of a mixture of the two, so I wanted to kind of get my Art Deco kind of fix for until Bioshock Infinity comes out. But yeah, we'll get into the game here. Now the story about it, I guess, from what I've played the game, I haven't beat the game. Like I said, I just recently got the game. Is that you're a princess's bodyguard, personal bodyguard that has been framed for the princess's murder. Sounds like a episode of Matlock, but that's how the game starts out. Now the combat, it's pretty interesting. You can have a mix of melee and guns, which is quite interesting, but it has a nice intro to it too. Kind of reminds me of the intro to Half-Life. Of course, a lot of games do that nowadays, where they start out with little on rails look around, leading up to the first scene of the game. I mean, the first game I ever remember doing that was Half-Life 1. And since then, it's been in like every game. Every good game imaginable. I mean, it's obviously right here, where you're riding a boat. I'm trying to think of other games it's in, but so far the game is actually really good. Of course, as all the reviews stated, the game, it's a really good game. I remember watching an episode of Face Off on Sci-Fi where they had to do characters makeup inspired by Dishonored, which eventually led to me getting the game. But the beginning's kind of slow, but then you get to the point where you're defending yourself right after the princess has been murdered. Walking. Dunwall Tower. Now I'm trying to remember if these are real world locations. Kind of. It's obviously kind of with all the British accents. It's kind of a Londony setting, I guess you'd say. It's steampunk and medieval-ish. It's a really weird mix, but so far it's a really good game. But like I said, I've only played the first section of it where you escape and get into the sewers. I mean, there's also a kind of a side story element going on it that there's a plague going around killing people, and turning them into like mutants, I guess. Kind of reminds me of the Black Plague. Which Black Plague, is not a very pleasant thing to suffer from. Or a bubonic plague. It's carried by rats, which I think in this game it's also carried by rats. So yeah, it might pull a little bit from the Black Plague. And it's in London, so I believe London was hit with the Black Plague too. So all of Europe was. I mean, 2/3 of Europe's population was actually wiped out from the Black Plague. Well, at least I think it was 2/3. It might have been 1/3. I'm pretty sure it was 2/3 because it was like a ridiculous number. But it's kind of a little side story element to this game that you have to deal with, on top of the fact that they're trying to arrest you, amongst other things. So you pretty much get captured like right off the bat, and you have to escape. Reminds me of another game, Castle Wolfenstein, or at least the Return to Castle Wolfenstein game. I mean, the whole escape sequence reminds me of that. But this is like another one of those excellent games that came out. I've had the pleasure of playing. The next game is probably going to be Tomb Raider. But yeah, here we're finally actually getting in. Your protagonist is silent. Kind of another Half-Life-ian trademarked element to the game. I don't know how much people realize that, but the silent protagonist thing. I mean, obviously back then, games couldn't. The technology didn't have the power to make your character actually talk, but nowadays it does. And some games take the approach to not have the protagonist actually talk. That might seem weird, and it's like, why don't they have him voice act? Well, the whole thought process there is up there behind me. The whole thought process would be that you'll be more, I guess, involved in your character if they don't talk. They won't seem like a different person. You'll kind of put yourself in that whole role rather than listening to some guy talk that you just happen to be controlling. So I guess that's the whole thing to do with it. But here we go. See a guy using magic on us, I guess. Magic. Like I said, I haven't played that much. We get to watch the princess be murdered. Now, I have a problem with people getting murdered right at the beginning of a game or some shit like that. I'm like, am I supposed to actually care about someone I just fucking met? Now, it would be different if, again, I'm using Half-Life as an example here, that you have the death of, spoiler alert, Eli at the end of episode 2. Now that was a hell of a lot more moving than watching her get killed, because, you know, Eli you've been with from Half-Life 1, so having him killed, yeah, big deal. Her getting killed, not so much. It just, I don't know if we were actually supposed to give a shit, but I think the whole revenge motivation for the entire game might have been a bit more effective if we actually cared that she got murdered. I mean, yeah, she has a kid, but it's whoopty fucking shit. But anyway, now we're in prison. Like how all video games nowadays have to skip cutscene. Again, I'm playing this on computer, I'm not playing it on PlayStation 3. I got all the graphics details on max, but as you can see, my my tuner kind of makes everything a little bit wider than it should be, a little bit brighter. It kind of slightly washes the color out of it, which is an unfortunate thing that I cannot correct, because my tuner and my recorder do not have like a color correction thing where you can fix it. So, oh well. But yeah, here we're in a Nazi-style torture room, which is what I guess he was going for. You had the red banner back there with the black logo, kind of remnants of the swastika. It's funny. Yeah, get on my face, you bald freak. But yeah, here the two guys are obviously taunting you because they framed you for murder. I guess I'm not exactly sure why they framed them for murder. I guess because they're power hungry or something shit like that, or want to go to war with someone else. Again, I haven't played through the whole game yet, so it's one I'm going to be working on as soon as I finish Shokuden 2, which I hope I can finish. Corbo. And here we get to escape, where you get to pick a lock. I'm surprised they did not have a pick a lock mini game. Nope, you just gotta press the F key to get out of here. A friend. I'm intrigued. I don't like how they made F to use shit. Normally it's E, and E's actually lean to the left, which is kind of annoying because I keep leaning to the left when I'm trying to press. Yeah, crouch is stealth mode. It's kind of a weird thing, but yeah, I keep accidentally leaning to the left when I'm trying to do this. Now this is something you couldn't do in Thief, was sneak up behind someone and take them down, but you could hit them from behind with the blackjack and knock them unconscious, then you gotta hide their bodies. But yeah, if you haven't played Thief, give it a try. If you can get it running, it's an old game. Thief 1 and Thief 2 are excellent games. So I'm surprised I haven't done either of those games yet. They're also pretty hard. I mean, if you get discovered, you have guards down your throat. Good luck fighting them off. Bye-bye, you're dead. I'm crouching around in the middle of nowhere. There are a lot of rats in this game, which I'm guessing kind of supports my theory that the rats are the cause of the plague that's going around in the game. Of course, again, I don't know because, again, I haven't played all the way through it, so do not quote me on that. But I think that will just about do it for this video. So far, with the whole, I think 25 minutes of the game I've played, I would definitely recommend buying the game. I wouldn't recommend illegally downloading it, by the way. You gotta support your game developers. But anyways, I'm going to have a bunch more videos. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading many lately, but I've been busy. I'm getting a new job, so more on that when I get around to it. Thanks for watching.